Well, guys, since it's too cold and wet and nasty to get outside to do anything yet, I decided I would got me some sweet tea right here. I'm going to go through some of my seeds and get some of the seeds that I'm going to plant or be able to plant seeds from. So right here I've got my tomatoes. I've got a delicious tomato, that's a big one. And I've got a Super Steak Hybrid, which is another big one. And then I've got a Brandy Boy Hybrid, which is a big one. So there's my 3 new tomatoes that I've got this year. Because I wanted to plant something early in the spring other than just a cherry or grape tomato. And let's see. Well, I thought it would tell you how tall it got, but it doesn't say. It just says 77 days to harvest and space them 3 to 4 inches apart. So I'm going to start these in my cups. Doesn't say on any of them how tall the plant gets, whether it's determined or indeterminate. So, anyway, there's my tomato seed that I'm going to plant. I've got okra, but you know what? It didn't say anything about okra, I don't think. Let me look. No, it says to wait till April and just plant the okra outside. But I've got so many seeds. Flower seeds, early dew melons. You know what? I'm going to go through these other ones first, I think. Because these are the newest seeds. I want to go through these. And see what I've got. Now, beets. No, they say start them outside later. I don't know what else is in here. If I can get it open. It's in a little envelope to where they don't get wet. See the broccoli, let's see. Broccoli, February 4th. Kale. February 4th. Some more broccoli. Radishes. Find the radishes. Well, it says to start those outdoors. So I'm going to put outdoors on them so I'll remember that. February 4th, you can start those outside. Sugar snap peas. I think I can start those outside. No, it says start them outside, 18th. So I got that marked with my kale. February 4th. February 4th through the 18th. I've got a lot of seeds in here. Oriental lettuce. February 18th through March 4th. Can start them the February 18th. I may not have enough pots to get all of them started. Spinach, let's see what it says about the spinach. No, you can start that outside February 18th. So, I'm going to write February 18th for that. I know I picked up a... There it is. So I'm writing on them if you can start them, you know, outside or inside, because that way I don't radishes. Let's see what it says. February 4th, you start those outside. So that's good to know. And this is winter squash, but I'm not sure. Winter squash. Oh, you got to wait till April for that, so. But I guess I can write it on there. I don't know what it said. It said April something. Started outside April 16th. But you know, I may start some before then. And I'll go back through those before I plant any. Okra. It says to start outside April 16th. Winter squash. pumpkin. I wonder when you can start pumpkins. March 11th. Because I've got a ton of pumpkin seeds. And I'll take my marker and write on my baggie when you can plant them. Plant outside. And when did I say? Pumpkin. March 11th. So everything doesn't have to be planted, started indoors. You can wait and start a lot of it outside. Just plant it directly in the pots whenever. And cilantro, no, that's cantaloupe. But it doesn't hurt to go through these and it says to start it indoors. Outdoors July 5th, but I'd probably start them before then. It always helps to know when you can plant your stuff. I've got sunflower seeds. I've got all kind of stuff. And I've got several different kinds of okra. Kajari melons. I can plant those now. Sugar snap peas. And I can plant my poppies if I want to plant poppies now. I think I can plant those outside. And I think this is collard greens. I'm not going to be able to start all these seeds indoors, but I do know I'm going to start there's some of them I'm going to start. Cilantro, that's what I want to know. When can I start cilantro? It doesn't say anything about starting them inside. Huh. It does not say. I'm going to have to... Doesn't have cilantro on the list. You know what? I'm going to look it up on my phone. And we'll see. Just checking my time on there. I can look it up on the internet no, not Facebook. I don't want Facebook. Just type in when to plant cilantro, because I did want at least one bush of cilantro this year. Okay, it says for 8, 9, and 10 zones. It says late spring. In the north, plant cilantro in the late spring. I don't want to wait too late in the spring, because if it gets too hot, cilantro will just bolt anyway. Oh, it says when to plant. Up to 3 weeks before the last frost date. But you could probably start it indoors now. Because it'll bolt in August, so you want to plant it early. So I might try to start a pot of cilantro. I've got all kind of seeds: spinach, Swiss chard. Got several packages of each one of these already open. I've got a sweet summer mix cantaloupe. My beans. Like I said, there's no way I can start all of this stuff indoors. I don't have enough space to put it, but I can pick out what I've got. And I've got all my little tomatoes, like the Gold Nugget Cherry, the Brandywine, the Ace 55, the Sweetie Cherry, Roma, Golden Jubilee, and the Tomatillos. But I think I'm just going to start the big tomatoes inside, because I want to get a jump on them. They don't hold out through the summer like the cherry tomatoes do, and the Romas, so... That's a pole bean. I got zucchini and cucumbers. I might start a few of them. 1 or 2 pots. I think I'm going to have to go in stages because and this is all my bell pepper. I want to start a few of those. And I think that's about all I'm going to go through with to try to start. Bok choy. Do you know what? I can plant that outside. I might put some of that in one of my pots, because it says you can start it outside in February. And I might start 1 or 2 of my cucumbers too. Banana pepper. I've got thyme, my okra, it's too early to start that yet. Can't really see that. Bring it up on a picture and enlarge it, maybe I can see it. Oh, February through March, so I can start some of those. It's the lettuce, no, kale, Russian kale. But I've already got more different kind of seed out here than I've got pots to be able to start it in, so. And I got eggplant, early honeydew melons. I'll just have to decide when I go start to start it in my pots, which one is going to have priority, I guess. I know I've already got a bunch of seed out there that's probably going to come up voluntarily, like some of the grape tomatoes and all of that. But look at here. I've got a pile of seeds that I'll be able to start indoors in that tub, but I'm not going to have room for all of these. I'm just going to have to decide which one that will have priority, I guess. And which ones can wait until later. We've got the Kajari melons. I grew those last year and they grew really well. Spinach, the tomatoes, the broccoli, banana peppers, cilantro. Boy, I've just got a lot to choose from here. I just don't know which direction to go. But you might sit down and do the same thing I'm doing. If you've got seeds that you kept from last year, go through them and figure out what you might want to plant first. And I'm just going to throw these in this bag, and this will be my spring planting indoors bag. I hate those phone calls. They won't even identify themselves. It says spam risk, and you know when it says spam risk that it's some off-the-wall salesman or somebody calling you about Medicare or an extended car warranty that you probably already have taken care of and they don't really know nothing about. But they'll call you to make you think they know. And I'm just going to put this right inside my bag. That way I'll know this is my spring planting bag. And I'll get my little stakes together. Because what I do, see if I can find them. I had them in this other bag. I cut my own little markers. And I think I've got some in a baggie in here that I've already cut somewhere. Pretty sure I do somewhere in here. Well, where are they? Anyway, they're tabs that I cut just off of just some little plastic containers. That I made my own little stakes. You ought to know you can't find anything when you're looking for it. Here it is. This out of the way. But you can take any kind of a container. See, I had started that for a sweet pepper. It's just about an inch by, maybe not quite an inch by 4 or 5 inches long little plastic stake that I cut off of I think it was a coffee creamer plastic container. And I cut several. I cut this one for the eggplant, and I've already got eggplant written on it. And you'll just stick it down in your cup. And I'll have to cut more since I'm going to start everything in a cup or a small pot that's going to go in the little tub. And I'm not sure how many little pots I'm going to be able to get in that tub. I won't know that till I start putting them in there. But I do need to cut some more of these. And you can even use part of the plastic that comes off of the totes. You know how we cut the lids and made little net covers to go over our plants. We cut the little strips of plastic. Well, you can cut these little stakes that go down for to name your plants out of that plastic off the lid too. And I think I've got some of that in the shed because I saved a strip of it about that wide, I think, and as long as the tote lid was. So that'll probably, just that piece of plastic right there will probably give me enough stakes to put down when I go to plant my little seeds in my pots and everything. And I was going to tell you too, if you don't have a drill, if you've got a nail, a big nail, and either a big rock that you can hammer it with or maybe a regular hammer, just put a hole in the bottom of this can with a nail. And depending on how big the nail is, you may want to put several little holes around the bottom. But you'll be able to tell once you start putting the holes in there. You just need a couple of holes if it's a little nail. Because I tell you what, that water will find those holes. Just as long as you can drain it. You know, you don't want the water sitting in there constantly. Because we're going to turn our tote into a self-watering seed starting pot. Or seed starting little greenhouse is what I'm going to call it. Because we're going to kind of do it like we did the rose cuttings. We're going to water it by putting water in the bottom of the tote and let the water go up the holes in the bottom of your pots and your cups. Same way with these, we're going to put holes in the bottom. Or you can just take a pair of scissors. Let me show you. And that's what I might do. Since these cups have a little dip. Sorry, I hit it. Have a little dip down there. I may just take my scissors. Let's see if I can find the scissors. Another option of not putting holes in it is just to cut. See, I cut just a little bit right off of the edge. Right there. I guess you can see that. And you can cut a small one on each side. Let's see, you can just trim a little hole or a little cut right on the edge of your cup. That way you don't have to even put one in the bottom. And that way there's plenty of drainage. You can see the holes in there. You can see right through it. So that's an easy way to put holes in these cups. Any type of plastic cup or container. And that's probably what I'm going to do with all of them. You can either do that, or you can take a hot glue gun or soldering iron, and you can kind of melt a hole in the bottom. Whatever is the easiest way for you. And I may go ahead and just put the holes in these. This is the only, you know, I had a big package of these, and I've used all of the cups except these. But these cups will last for a long time, because you're just going to start seeds in them. You're not going to abuse them. But you can do your, I don't like the way the plastic flies everywhere. And like I said, it doesn't matter what color the cup is. You can use a clear cup, you can use a blue one, you can use a red one. Doesn't really matter. And I imagine just about everybody out there has got a pair of scissors to cut the plastic cup with. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a big hole. Just cut you a slit right on the edge. Just enough so the water will run out. Or it's got a drain hole. I may even buy me another package of these. I don't know. It depends on how many of the little pots I can find out there in the shed that I can use that I've already got. But these work great because, like I said, they're the right shape. You know, they're smaller at the bottom, go wider at the top. But when you grow your seedling in there, you can turn it over and just, it'll come right out. And something straight like this, I don't know. I haven't tried it yet, so we'll see. But I guess you could take a long knife or something and stick it down on the outside of it to loosen the plug to be able to pull it out. We'll see. But like I said, the can is an experiment. I've had the best luck with either the grow pots that you get at the nursery or these plastic drink cups. There. That's all you got to do is make a little hole on each side of your cup. Don't take but a minute to cut it in there. And it doesn't hurt the cup because you got to have that drain hole. And like I said, the way we're going to fix it, we're not going to water them from the top. We're going to make a self-watering greenhouse out of our tote that we're going to use. And just one on each side will do. You don't have to cut it all the way around. There. So you know how to cut the holes in there. And like I said, if you want to do one in the very bottom, you can. Just get you a hot glue gun and melt a hole in it, or If you got a soldering iron, use that to melt a hole in it. But cutting the sides of it like that is just as well. As you can see, it's got a slit cut on each side, and that's enough to get the water through there. You can see right on through it. You can see my hand go by it down in there. So that's all there is to it. Now, what I got to do is wait. Just wait, you know, give this weather time to clear up and dry off a little bit outside and quit being so cold. And then I'll get out there and I'm going to get my tote, I'll get my cups, and I'm going to get them full of my potting mix that I bought. I bought 1 bag of potting mix because I'm going to start my seeds in the potting mix. Sometimes I'll mix potting mix and compost together if I've got compost already made, and then I plant my seeds in that. But I don't know if the compost is made because it's been so cold it's not really been breaking down in that Spinner Miracle-Gro compost bin that I've got this early. So I may just use strictly potting mix, which that's what they tell you to use when you start seedlings in a cup. Just use pure potting mix. Plant your seeds in it. But this is great especially for tomatoes, because everybody knows that if you planted tomatoes before, your tomatoes like to put roots down really deep. So the depth of this cup is perfect for a little seedling to start, because it can go way down there to the bottom of this cup with the roots. And that'll give you a healthy plant. Therefore, when you take the plug out with your plant in it and you transplant it, you're going to have healthy roots down in this cup. I mean, it's not going to work because I've tried it using those little plugs and the little bitty short cups, and it just don't work. You need something at least this deep to start your tomato seeds in. And you only want 1 or 2 at the most plants started in each cup. Because if you get 2 in there, when you take them out, you can break them apart and plant them separately. Or if you get 3, you can break them apart. But I try to put 1 or 2 seeds in each cup. That way, if one doesn't make it, hopefully the other one will. Or you can put 3 seeds in there to be safe. So I just wanted to get on here and let you know what I was doing. Go through your seeds. If there's seeds you want to buy to get started and you're not sure about what I've told you, look on the internet, put in your zone for planting, your planting zone. Mine is 8A. And it'll tell you exactly what you can start from seeds indoors right now, other than what I've already told you, because that came from the internet, the planting date guide. And it's telling me, you know, that you can start your peppers, your tomatoes, all of this stuff that I got in this bag, almost basically, in pots indoors right now. But like I said, just go on the internet. If you've got internet access, if you don't go to the library, they've got free internet access. You can use one of their computers and look up your planting zone date or your planting zone. Like I said, mine is 8A. Just put which planting zone you're in and type in what plants to start in February for zone whatever it is. I would put zone 8 for mine. And it'll come up with different websites that you can go on, and it'll tell you exactly what seeds you can start indoors right now to be able to take them and have plants to put out in the yard come spring, like the middle of March. So just wanted to get on here and give you that little bit of information, and I hope to see you in a few days and we'll get my seeds started. And I hope by then you'll have your seeds ready to start. So y'all, please like, share, and subscribe to my videos, and have a blessed day. I will see you on the next one.